Thanks everyone for coming tonight. My name's Rich and I run Settle with Katie. And I wanted to start by telling you a bit about the story behind Settle. So last year I was working at a Centrepoint homeless hostel in Camden. And the main focus of my role there was delivering life skills training to young people who are ready to leave the hostel and start living independently for the first time. But unfortunately the turnout to these workshops was pretty low. I guess to a 16-year-old, learning about budgeting or tenancy rights and responsibilities just didn't seem that interesting to them. So while I was at Centrepoint, Katie was on the other side of London, also working in a hostel for South London YMCA. And we both left these hostels with the same insight that young people were leaving frighteningly unprepared for living independently. So we went away and did some more research around this problem, and what we found was pretty shocking. Eviction is the leading cause of homelessness now in the UK, and to give you some perspective, 80,000 young people experience homelessness every year in the UK. A Homeless Link report found that half of these lack the skills needed to maintain a tenancy. So what's happening is these young people are leaving hostels, often living alone for the first time. They're falling into debt, not paying their bills on time, which is leading to them being evicted and returning to homelessness. Not only is this emotionally damaging for the young person involved, but it's also incredibly costly for the government. It costs an estimated £26,000 for every young person that returns to homelessness every year. So we wanted to design a really practical solution to this problem, and what we came up with was Settle. So Settle is a volunteer-powered service that supports homeless young people who are moving into their first home. It's a 6-week training program that's delivered by 2 trained volunteers, and it starts in the first week of a young person's new tenancy. We've designed a curriculum that specifically targets the skills and behaviours that are needed to maintain a tenancy and live independently. And we make sure that everything is as hands-on as possible. So whether that's looking for a bank statement to put together a budget or cooking a healthy meal from scratch, everything's practical. We also use young people who've gone through the program as our volunteers, as we think they make the perfect volunteers, having first-hand experience of a lot of these same issues.
So in a sector that's really dominated by big, wealthy organisations, we've been really excited at the reception of Settle. We already have 2 contracts working with 2 different housing associations. One's in Enfield and one's in Tower Hamlets. We ran the programme for the first time in March, working with 10 young people up in Enfield. And that's given us quite a good sense of the financial and social value that our programme delivers. Origin have been really thrilled with the amount of social value that we've produced. So that's like a metric that's used to give soft impact, things like someone doing more budgeting, someone paying their rent on time, into a financial cost. And so their initial investment in us was £3,500, and we've produced £53,000 worth of social value for them. And we've also seen amazing impacts with people on an individual level. 9 out of 10 people said that they felt more confident in maintaining their tenancies. And one of the biggest success stories has been with Grace, who was street homeless for 6 months before she moved into Origin. So she was sleeping in parks or on sofas with friends before she got a place there. And when we came to work with her, she had quite small but growing rent arrears. She was really struggling to make ends meet at the end of the month, living on GSA, which is £57 a week. And all of this was having quite a big effect on her mental health. She recently had a letter saying that if arrears weren't kind of curbed, it could lead to eviction. But by the end of the programme, we saw this massive turnaround with Grace that she had credit on a rent account, and she actually had got herself an apprenticeship with Origin Housing, so amazing story. But the kind of problems that Grace faces aren't unique. Like, austerity has hit young people in the UK hardest, and since the coalition came in 2010, street homelessness among young people in London has gone up 72%. So we see this really growing need for Settle and the type of service we deliver, and we really want to be there to meet it. So for every £200 that we raise, we can work with another young person, and we really want to do that. But we also could do with some soft help, like legal advice around how to protect our brand, and we're always looking for volunteers. Thanks.